you look down here, I got Ryder to put some tape down on the floor, and we talked about when Cooper came in, he stood in my square, and I said, "You're in my shower." We were talking about how we're getting ready to build a house, and when you look at house plans and you look in the bathroom, it'll have like a 4x5 shower or 5x6 shower or whatever, and it tells you how big it is. So I got Ryder to put this down for me, and if you look, how many squares is it coming down this way? Three. And how many squares is it going up the side? 4. So if you count the number of squares inside my shower, how big of a shower is it? 12 square feet. Because each one of these boxes is a foot on each side. So there's 12 square feet. So when I get ready to build and I go to Lowe's and I pick out my tile that I want in the bottom of my shower, I'm going to go and say, I need 12 square feet of tile to go in my shower. Does that make sense? Got it? Okay, so that is area. The area of my shower is 12 square feet. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, so area is the number of squares inside a shape or an object. The number of squares inside a shape or object. So for my shower, it's measured in square feet. Anytime you put carpet or linoleum or tile or hardwood floors or anything like that, it's measured in square feet. And that means that it's a foot on all 4 sides of the square. Now, you don't have to just measure in square feet. What else can you measure in? Not cubes. We're only talking about area. Flat squares that can go on the ground. You could do an inch. Let's see, an inch is about, in real life, how long is an inch? Maybe like that. So if it's an inch on all 4 sides, then that would be a square inch. Square yard would be a yard on all 4 sides. A square mile. If you leave here and go to the red light, that's not a mile, but we'll just, what's a mile? Okay, let's back up. Let's start at the park. Everybody's with me? You're at the park? You're at the park? If you, in your brain, go to the Shell station, that's roughly a mile. And then you go down to McDonald's, that's roughly a mile. And then if you got, like, pretend like there's a road there, and you came back down to the park, and then you came across, all of that area inside that thing that we just drew off was a square mile. Does that make sense? So square mile is really, really big. Got it? All right. Now, going back to the shower thing, is it possible for me to have a shower in the shape of a circle? Yeah. Could I? Yeah, you could. If I did, would my area be perfect and us be able to count it out in perfect squares? No. Why not? Because squares have what? Sides and edges, and circles don't. So we could have a shower in the shape of a circle, but to find the area of it wouldn't be quite as easy as it was for my floor, right? Now, somebody, and I don't know who, but obviously they were way smarter than me, they figured out that to be able to do a shower in the shape of a circle, all you need to know is how far is it from the center, which is probably where the drain's going to go, out to the side. So let's say this is 3 feet. Okay? So So again, somebody figured it out. We don't have to do, they've already done the hard work for us. We just have to use their formula that they came up with. They said if you want to be able to do tile floor in a shower, all you need to know is the, what's that word?
Radius.
All you need to know is the radius. If you know the radius, then you're going to plug it into that formula. The area of a circle is pi r squared. Say it. Pi r squared. Pi r squared. Go back to yesterday. What was the formula for circumference? C equals pi d. C equals pi d. What is this formula? A equals pi r squared. All right. So do we know the radius? So we're ready to work it. And this is how you're going to do it every single time. You're going to have pi, and you can put 3.14 if you want to. And then you're going to have the radius is 3, and then you're going to bring down your exponent. So we've got pi's 3.14, we've got 3, and we've got an exponent. Going back to the order of operations, throwing it way back to August. The order of operations says we've got to do what first? What do we do first? Okay, we don't have any parentheses. Do we have exponents? Yes. So the only way to possibly mess this up is to not do your exponent first. So when you get ready to do that in your calculator, you're going to do 3 times 3 times pi. Do that for me real quick. 3 times 3 times pi, 3.14. 3 times 3 times 3.14. And the area of my circle is how much? 80? Try it again. 3 times 3 times 3.14.
84.7.
You hit too many threes. If you got 80 something, you hit too many threes. Now, remember, this is area. Area is measured in squares. So if I go to Lowe's, I'm going to tell them I'm going to round it up, but you wouldn't really round on this problem. I need 29 square feet of tile for my shower. So my answer is 28.26 square feet. Now, how many of y'all watch those home shows on the HGTV and the DIY channel? Do y'all watch any of those? No. What? Y'all are missing out. Have any of y'all ever, or maybe your parents are really good at renovating, have y'all ever seen how they cut tile?
Yes.
What do you have to use? You use a saw, but I think you have to, it's a special kind.
Yeah, you have to push it down. You put it on.
Uh-uh.
No, we have one. I just don't know what it's called.
I think, and I could be wrong, but I think you have to have a water saw that like sprays water on it while you're cutting it so that the tile doesn't crack. So it keeps it kind of a little bit soft a little bit while you're cutting because you got to make those round edges. And it's called a water saw, possibly. If there's any parents listening and I said that wrong, just ignore it. Because I think I'm right, but I don't know for sure. All right. But anyway, area of a circle, are we good? All right, look at this one. 2 more and we're done. What time is it?
9:30.
Oh, I'm good. Let's say this is 7 centimeters and we want to know the area. What's the first thing we're going to write down? A equals pi r squared. Do we know the radius? So we're going to write A equals pi. What's the radius? 7 squared. How do I put that in the calculator? 7 times 7 times pi. And we're measuring in square what? Square centimeters. So little bitty square centimeters. Squares that are a centimeter on each side. Now, I want to stop right there and show you one thing. There are several different ways that you can write this part right here. Okay? I usually write it like that. If you go get a Lowe's paper and you're looking at the floors, they're going to write square feet like that. And that's just, that's the way I used to write it. But one time I had this student that did all of these problems right, and she wrote her answer like 28.26 square feet, and she wrote square feet like that, and it made her think she needed to go back and do 28.26 times 28.26. And so she did that on every single problem. She got the right answer and then squared it one more time because of the way that I was writing the answer in the units. So if this means square feet, if you see it, I'm going to write it like that just to make you remember that it's actual squares on the floor. Are we good? So on this one, if you want to write your answer like they really do it in real life, you would write it like that, square centimeters. All right, last one. Ooh, let's do it. Let me make that up. Well, how big do you think in the jump circle in the gym, how big, I'm marking that whole thing out. How big do you think the center court line is where you do the jump ball? From one side to the other where you do the jump ball in the gym.
About like half is like
How many feet y'all think it is?
me.
I'm thinking 4.
I'm going 8.
I'm going 4.5. I'm going.
No, it's if you lay down, you can't reach from one side of the circle to the other.
Yeah, it's
Like
like
8
I think it's like 10 feet.
I think 10 or 12. What do y'all think? Y'all want to go with 10?
No.
10.
Let's go with 10 feet. All right, so I'm going to measure that today. No, I'm not, because y'all are in the gym. You measure that for me today. All right, so we're going to guess that it's 10 feet from one side of the circle to the other in the gym where we do the jump ball. And let's say that the ceiling leaked, which could happen, and we've got to go in and completely redo just this part where the chieftain head is drawn at. They're going to go in, they're going to cut out the wood, and they're going to redo just that circle. How many square feet of wood would we need to redo the circle in the gym? Square feet means we're looking for area. A equals pi r squared. Did they give me the radius?
No.
But can we find it?
Yeah.
What is it?
5.
The radius is 5. You cannot use the diameter or it will be wrong. And you cannot change the formula. So we're going to do 5 times 5 times pi. And how many square feet of wood would we need to completely redo the jump circle in the gym?
78.5.
Square feet. Or if you want to be fancy, square feet like that. Any questions about area of a circle? Everybody's good? Okay. Poo-poo.